Hey there, Prairie Plant Girl here. Today was the day I'm going to come out and harvest my cherries. So I have 3 cherry trees that are from the University of Saskatchewan. They're developed through them. And this one here is Romeo. I have one kind of over my left shoulder, that's Juliet. Another one just in front of me called Cupid. And then I have 2 other cherry trees. I'm not sure the variety, that I bought one of them years ago, and then I've made taken cuttings off of them over the years. They don't live for very long, and propagated them that way. My cherry harvest isn't going to be that great this year. When the cherry trees were in bloom, we got a really cold snap for about a week and a half, and the pollinators just weren't out that much. And then when they did come out, we've had a lot of rain, and a lot of my cherries have split, and then I wound up with ants in them and wasps getting in them. But I thought I better get out here. There's a wasp around me right now. Thought I better get out here right now, try and get what I can off of these cherry trees, and salvage the harvest. So I don't really think there's anything left on the Juliet. I think what was there has pretty much been eaten by the critters. I've eaten quite a bit off of this just fresh. They are sour cherries, but I enjoy them fresh. And a lot of them have just dried up. I've gotten a little late on this, so let's get in here, have a closer look at the Romeo here, and we'll see what's on the tree. So I've just picked a couple of cherries off this tree here so you can see what we're dealing with. So this one is like completely dried out already. This one, I think you can see an ant crawling on it. It's been eaten on. Lots of ants on both of them actually. They're coming out because I've picked them and moving them around. And they're pretty infested and drying out. So I'm not sure I'm going to even find anything worth salvaging off of this tree back here. But we're going to have a look and see. It's had quite a bit of fruit on it, but while you're waiting for them to harvest and get ripe enough, the bugs got in them. Usually it's the birds I'm worried about, but this year, yeah, I don't know if I'll find any that are any good anymore. These are terrible. I've wasps buzzing all over me here. Okay, so I just came in here and had a better look at these. It's been a couple days since I looked at them because it's been rainy and smoky and just not lovely to be out here. But I don't think there's a single cherry on here that's not just absolutely overrun with wasps or ants or something eating on it. So you can see this tree actually, this one had the most amount of fruit on it that I had. But while I was waiting for them to get dark enough to be nice to ripen, the insects just got at them. And I think that's just because we've had so much moisture this year that a lot of the cherries had split. And then they just attracted in the insects. Usually it's the birds I'm worried about. Usually I have to net them. The birds haven't even been on these that I've seen. It's been ants mostly, and now the wasps have come out. So I'm not even gonna try and salvage anything off this tree. I'll show you the Juliet here. Hopefully the sun's not glaring too bad. And it only had about a dozen on it. And I've eaten some of those, and I don't see any left on here. It's a beautiful tree. These are designed to, they're actually like a shrub. I think all sour cherries are technically shrubs, but I grow them in tree form, so you do have to cut the suckers off. It's a job. You can see that cherry there has just been decimated by ants or something. These are great cherries for baking. Like I said, I'll eat them fresh, but that's the Romeo again. Yeah, just 2 days ago, my daughter and her boyfriend were picking cherries off of here to eat, and now you can't even find one that's worth eating. This is the Cupid, and they have holes in them too. There was only, again, maybe a couple dozen on here.
And yeah, they've been overrun with the insects too. That's fine. I don't mind sharing once in a while with a crop. If this happened every year, I'd be upset, but last year I got lots off my trees, so this is, I think it's some sort of a Manchurian or something. Can't get it to focus, but there's ants crawling on there. Again, there was lots of cherries on here, but you gotta wait for them to get dark to harvest. And the bugs just went crazy for them this year. That's not normally a problem. And this is the last tree I have. I don't know if you can see in the shadows here, the cherries hanging off of it. This is up by my compost bin. I don't want to swing the camera around too much because my neighbors are back behind this fence here, but yeah, the bugs just got into these this year. So I guess the insects beat me to the cherries this year, and that's fine. Usually I could fill a few of these bowls full of cherries, and I process them into pie fillings and sauces and things. I still have a little bit of that from last year, so I'm not in dire need of the cherries. So this year I'm going to let the insects finish off their work here, and I'll be more on top of it next year. I was kind of waiting for a day when it wasn't raining and gale force winds so I could come out and do a video for you, but I guess I waited too long, and that's my fault. I needed for them to get dark, but the insects found them before I got to them. But I do have some really pitiful garlic that I need to go pull out, so I'm going to go do that. So I'll bring you along for that. So this is where my garlic is. It has a lot of squash in here. And then the garlic is back here, and as you can see by the very brown stems, waited way too long to harvest this garlic. So you should only be waiting for about 4 leaves to start to dry up. All the leaves have dried up on these. I need to get in here. The squash had kind of grown up around it. I just kind of sorted it out and realized how far advanced it was. And I suspect these aren't going to be that great of garlic anyways, because I'm not sure why I planted such a heavy feeding crop in with the garlic, but squash and garlic together probably wasn't the greatest idea. So this will be another kind of disappointing harvest, but I'm going to get in here, pull these out. I'll look at the late garlic that I planted in the back there. I'm not sure what it looks like. Maybe it's ready to pull out if this is this advanced. I'll have a look at that. The ground is going to be wet because we've had so much rain, which isn't ideal, but you just deal with what Mother Nature gives you. I'll wiggle my way between the squash here. So I'm sure I'm not the only gardener that gets a little overzealous and plants things together they probably shouldn't just because they're trying to fit everything in that they want. I'm just going to use a fork like this to dig around the garlic, because it's fairly deep usually, leaving space so I'm not poking the garlic. And this garlic was planted last fall. So let's see what's in here. Yeah, so these weren't getting a lot of sun because the squash is in the way and they've been left way too long. So you can see they're starting to split. The paper's pulling away. They're wet because it's been raining so much. And I think some of them might have been thinking about growing new plants there. This is a hardnut garlic. This one's in a little better shape. Skin's still intact on most of it. It's starting to split here. Not too bad. It's still not huge cloves, but it's not going to be huge cloves because I had this heavy feeding squash beside it here. and taking a lot of energy. I must have had two cloves together. They got planted, stuck together. There's that I've pulled up so far. I'm gonna have to move around another plant to get further in. Let's see if we can get in here even. I have 3 kinds of pumpkin, 2 kinds of summer squash, like zucchini, and some squash, 2 kinds of squash growing up this trellis here. But quite a bit going on. This guy needs to be in the wrong direction. Okay, so there's the next little batch. Oh, missed one. And I'm looking at the stuff I planted in June, I think, and it's close to ready. I'll try and get the camera over there so you can have a look at it. Okay, so this is the stuff I planted June 2nd. And remind me to come out here in about a week because I have 1, 2 dried up leaves on this one. They're not looking very robust, but 1 dried up on this one, 1 dried up on this one. Yeah, they all have 1 to 2 dried up leaves. They're not getting a lot of sun back here. I really did not consider my garlic and squash placement that well as working with one another this year. So we'll see what happens with those. So here's the garlic I pulled out today, and like I said, pretty small. But I don't know why I thought I could get away with planting the garlic and the squash together. There's probably the best one I pulled out. My hand for comparison. It's not terrible, but not great. So even though these are completely dried out as far as leaves go, I'm going to leave them in my greenhouse to dry a little bit more, just get some of the dirt dried up on them because they're so wet because we've just had so much rain this year. I shouldn't complain about that, but we're just not used to it here in Saskatchewan. Like, my rain barrels haven't been empty yet this year. They're overflowing most of the time, and we're just not used to that. So I'm used to being able to control the water a little bit more, I guess. So some of these are like fairly nice. Like I said, they're not huge. They could be twice this big, but they're still nice. It's just that some have split open. Like this one here is pretty bad. You can see where you can see the cloves instead of just having them wrapped up. You can see the individual cloves. That's because they've split, and they're going to try and break off and just make new plants because they've been in the ground too long. So here's some that I picked a week ago that had just volunteered up with my tomato plants, and I just pulled a few out. This, I don't even know, like this is just like one solid piece, and so is that one. I don't know what's going on with those. And the stems came right off of them, but these have been sitting in my greenhouse drying. They were just volunteering up in my tomatoes. I must not have got everything harvested last year. And so they're all dried out. The soil's dried off of them. Decent sized cloves, but again, not huge. And again, I had one that was splitting before I didn't realize I had like so many. I just thought there was a couple in there. But once they get to this point here, you can take them. These are hard necks, so you can just cut the leaves off because you can't twine them together or anything. And then you cut the roots off. Give them a little brush if you want to clean some of the dirt off. And then just store them in a cool, dark place. And they'll usually last a pretty long time that way. So I'm going to clean up these couple that I harvested the other day. And then I'll put the rest in this basket, and there'll be a good spot for them to be until they get good airflow. And they can just dry out a bit, and then I'll do the same thing to them. But yeah, kind of a disappointing garlic harvest. Garlic is a heavy feeder, and it needs the sun. And it's a long season. Normally you plant hardneck garlic in the fall. You can plant it early spring if it's been cold treated. But it's best to leave it over the winter if you can. And here in the prairies, put it somewhere where you can have it. Like if you have raised beds like myself, you want them to the inside of the bed so they don't freeze. And even they can benefit from a layer of mulch of leaves or something over top just to help protect them a little bit. But so I'm going to take these, I don't know what I have here, 6 cloves inside, and get those stored away in a cool, dark place. I'm going to take this, I don't know, a couple dozen maybe, and just set them in my greenhouse, kind of back in the shade so not in direct sun, but they'll just get some airflow in this basket here. I'll set them on a wire shelf and let them sit there for about a week, a few days anyways, just see. We've had this cool weather, so we'll see how long it takes. And then I can get them cleaned up as well and stored away as well. And by then, probably that last bunch of garlic will be ready to harvest, and I'll get that cleaned up and out of the garden as well. So harvest season is starting. Some of it, the insects apparently are harvesting for me, and some of it I'm going to get a bit of. So thanks for coming along with me in the garden today. A little bit of a disappointing harvest, but still got something out of it, and that's all I can ask for. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.